Catlateral damage. You may have seen this popping around the internet lately. It is a first-person cat simulator type thing where the whole point is knocking all of your owner's possessions on the floor. So you can jump from right now it's a bedroom scene where you have bed, shelves, closets, anything that you can find, TVs, video games, you knock it on the floor for points. It's actually very reminiscent of Katamari, except that instead of picking stuff up, you're just chucking it everywhere, hopefully onto the floor. I like kind of the free form of it that it has. I cannot reach the high score that it's trying to ask me to reach yet, because I'm still, figuring it out, and I'm not a pro gamer or anything like that. But it is very fun. Great to sit down and just burn a few minutes, since it's only one room and one game setting. You don't really have hours of play value there yet, unless of course you're dead set on getting the high score for yourself. The one problem with the game is that you have three kinds of moves, I guess you can call them. The left swipe, the right swipe, and the poke. The poke does next to nothing compared to the swipes. Poke, for me, basically shoved the item further into the bed or the tabletop that I was standing on instead of actually hitting it somewhere. Whereas the swipes just sent things flying, which is very fun. One thing I would like to see from Catlateral Damage is more sound effects. I'm sure they're coming, as it's only in alpha stage, but possibly having a person who's the owner of the cat come into the room occasionally and just say dumb things like, "Oh no, not that! Please don't!" Whatever. And maybe even in some modes picking stuff up and taking them off the floor, and it's your job to just keep it going so that he or she can't pick the stuff off the floor fast enough to keep up with you. And then on top of that, a cat sound when jumping, a cat sound when hitting a particular object that maybe is worth a lot of points. That would all be just add tons of just giddy fun to the game. Like I said, it's a lot like Katamari, but once it gets those like funky punchy music that's you can't forget, or the silly sound effects or the silly things coming from people, the game will be gold. And you may not be able to sit down and play it for hours at a time, but you definitely will pick it up time and time again just to have the goofy fun of it. Catlateral Damage. It's out there on the internet, in the browser. Check it out. Vote for it on Steam and Greenlight.